Hare Krishna. Welcome to my Radha Madhav channel. This is Sindhu here. Very happy to be associating with you all with another yet beautiful topic. It's like, as you can see in the image, how Krishna is the God or Bhagavan, right? Or why is Krishna, Sri Krishna, considered as the supreme personality of godhead, right? So last week I had posted a video like on being present in the present moment, right, according to the Bhagavad Gita. And I also wanted to add one line, like by chanting the Hare Krishna and by thinking or observing ourselves, our minds in Krishna itself, we are in the present moment. I left that line. I just wanted to add that, and I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. And it's around, like, normally it's like 30 views or something. That video had some 18 views. I think people are yet to see it fully, but today I thought Shankranti is also fast approaching, so I thought this is auspicious week, and also we are having some Kirtan festival in ISKCON also, so I thought today it's a very beautiful day to discuss about Sri Krishna and why he is considered as the supreme personality of Godhead. That's what we're going to see. So we have all come across, this it's a very famous question, why is Krishna alone is called as a Supreme Lord? And also at the time of talking about Krishna consciousness, also many people have, offended by saying, how can you prove it, How can you prove like Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord? We have Sai Baba, we have been praying to Sai Baba, Durga Devi, and Shiva so many years, and suddenly you say, you mean to say they are not eternal? They are not meant for worship? Is that is the case, why have they come into existence, etc. So many like such things have come. So I hope this would be clear very soon by now, as we see the topic. And also one of my friends, she also used to tell me Lord Indra is the supreme, because she has heard about the Govardhana Leela. It's a big story where it will come. I'll just give a gist of it shortly. But after understanding that Leela, would she still believe, he or she, the friend, believe Indra as the god? That we need to ponder. So, and one more thing, my dear friends and devotees, like this Krishna consciousness is not a competition where you want to prove your belief, right? If your friend wants to believe us, or your friend or my friend, if a friend wants to believe you, there will be a time when Krishna would make him understand that belief. Till then, all we can do is wait patiently. Right, because this is Kali Yuga, we all know there will be a lot of people like this. There will be quarrels, there will be misunderstandings, and if we can help them, well and good. Otherwise, don't force on anyone on this. But definitely Shri Krishna will help in changing our way of thinking. All we can do is just pray. Hope will helps you all. Thank you. And Srila Prabhupada says in one of these, in chapter 4, text 12, he says the demigods, like, the demigods, like so many, Shiva, Rama, Vishnu, Indra, whoever, they are all different forms of God. They are not different forms, they are just different part and parcels of the original God. So, and also in the Vedas, it's described as Nityo Nityanam, means the Lord is one. And also in Brahma Shamhita, it says Ishvara Parama Krishna. These all the lords, they are delegated with powers by Krishna to manage the material world. If I could say a crude example, we can say in the chief engineer of the construction company, right? He is like, he's managing the entire thing, entire building, entire work, everything. But what he does, he delegates his work to his employees, right? To his workers. So like that only, like, Krishna delegates his work to maintain or to manage this material world, this creation, to the other demigods, right? And also Prabhupada also says in a very good simple analogy, like if Krishna and Shiva, they are like the curd and milk, right? Curd is nothing but milk, but still curd is not a milk, it's a different form, right? It's not only a different form, it's a different action also. Like if I give you milk and I say this is also same, it's like curd, but will you accept it? Action is different here, but although it is the same thing, right? So what basically they're trying to tell you is that you can become a devotee of Lord Shiva, where you will get lot of material opulences, because Lord Shiva is the husband of Durga Devi. Durga Devi, who's Durga Devi? She's the superintendent of this material world. Right? It's also quoted in the scriptures. Dhanam Dehi, Rupam Dehi, Rupavati, Bharyam Dehi, Yacho Devi. Which means when we worship Lord Shiva, Durga Devi, we get nice position, we get nice partner, nice spouse, nice power, nice fame, everything. But all these is what they are telling us, it's material. They are not spiritual. So to worship any other god other than Shri Krishna is materialism, they say. It's not spiritualism. Right? So again you may ask me a question like Vishnu. Vishnu is also different. You mean to say no, Vishnu and Krishna are the same. They're only a different expansion. Vishnu, Narayana, Shiv, Krishna. That we need to understand. Right? So what we can do is we can pray to Lord Shiva in connection with Lord Shri Krishna and seek his blessings in becoming a nice Vaishnavas, as Lord Shiva himself was the topmost devotee, topmost Vaishnava. But what should be our original object of worship should always be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. It's also said that believed and said that Shiva is Sarveshwara, or they say Maheshwara and all that. But Shiva himself says that Krishna is a Jagadisha. Jaganmaya. Jagadisha means the master of the entire universe. Shiva addresses Vishnu as Jagadisha, indicating that even Vishveshwara is under Lord Vishnu's control only. Right? So let us see in the article what they are saying, how Krishna is the God or Bhagavan. I'll just quickly read out to you. Vedic scriptures explain that the one who possesses all 6 opulences can be called as a God of Bhagavan. All 6 opulences. God of Bhagavan is understood a bit. See, what are they talking about? 6 opulences is wealth, strength, faith, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. We all have strength, we all have fame, we all have wealth, we all have knowledge, we all have beauty, we all have renunciation. Whatever Krishna possesses, we have. Then what is it? What are they trying to convey here? Let's read. See, the only difference is that we also have all these, but we have this in very, 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 very minute and limited quantity, whereas Krishna has all these in unlimited, right? He possesses in fullest, right? We'll see how is that, right? We can take each one of the 6 opulences and see how Krishna possesses their opulence in fullest. Wealth, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality, is a proprietor of all riches. There are many rich men in the world, but no one can claim that he possesses all the wealth. Nor can anyone claim that no one is richer than he. We understand from the Srimad Bhagavatam, however, that when Krishna was present on this earth, he had 16,108 wives. And each wife lived in a palace made of marble and bedecked with jewels. The rooms were filled with furniture made of ivory and gold, and there were great opulences everywhere. So these descriptions are all given vividly in Srimad Bhagavatam. If you see, the history of the human society, we cannot find anyone, I'm sure, that who had 16,000 palaces. Nor did Krishna go to each wife one day and another wife another day. He was personally present in every palace at the same time. This means that he expanded himself in 16,108 forms. This is impossible for an ordinary man, but it's not very difficult for the Lord, for the Bhagavan. If God is unlimited, he can expand himself in unlimited forms. Otherwise, there is no meaning to the word unlimited. God is omnipotent and he can maintain not only 16,000 wives but 16 million and still encounter no difficulties. Otherwise, there is no meaning to the word omnipotent. So these are all attractive features we experience in this material world, that if a man is very rich, he is attractive. Number 2, strength. Krishna has unlimited strength. His strength was present from the moment of his birth. When Krishna was only 3 months old, the Poochana demon attempted to kill him, but instead she was killed by Krishna, that is God. God is God from the beginning. He does not become God by some meditation or mystic power. Krishna is not that type of God. Krishna was God from the very beginning of his appearance. 3, fame. Krishna also has unlimited fame. Many millions in the world are aware of the fame of Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken by Krishna to his friend Arjuna. In all the countries all over the world, the Bhagavad Gita is read by philosophers, psychologists and religionists. The fame of Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's fame. Number 4, beauty. Beauty, another opulence, is possessed unlimitedly by Krishna. Krishna himself is very beautiful, as all are his associates. In this world, one is attracted to people in countries which are rich, beautiful, knowledgeable, advanced, and possess many attractive material characteristics. One can just imagine how many attractive features must be possessed by God, who is the creator of the entire cosmic manifestation. How beautiful he must be, who has created all this beauty. Number 5, knowledge. A person is attractive not only because of his beauty but also because of his knowledge. A scientist or philosopher may be attractive because of his knowledge, but what knowledge is more sublime than given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita? There is no comparison in the world to such knowledge which elevates the body, mind and soul. Jai. Number 6, renunciation. See, despite possessing the various opulences like name, fame, beauty, etc., Krishna also possesses full renunciation. So many things are working under Krishna's direction in this material world, but actually Krishna is not present here. A big factory may continue to work, although owner may not be present. Similarly, Krishna's potencies are working under the direction of his assistants, the demigods. As I already told you in the introduction part, thus Krishna himself is aloof from the material world. In conclusion, Vedic scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam further explain why Krishna is Bhagavan or God, and one can read these scriptures to delve further into the subject matter. It is concluded in the Brahma Samhita, verse 5.1, by Lord Brahma himself, that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. No one is equal to him or above him. He is the primeval Lord, cause of all causes, and Bhagavan. He is known as Govinda. He is the supreme cause of all the causes, as I told you. Right, this article has got 468 likes, 308 shares, as you can see below. Right, so I just left out the introduction prayer. नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाचदेवी. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So like you can see in the image how Krishna's, he's a supreme because he's possessing all these 6 opulences in fullest. Right? What are the ones we saw? I repeat. Number 1, wealth. Number 2, strength. Number 3, fame. Number 4, beauty. Number 5, knowledge. And number 6, renunciation. Right? So, thank you. I'll just conclude my today's video by saying that, we saw why Krishna is the supreme. Lord Brahma is confirms in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishvaraha Paramakrishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Means he's asking, he declares that Krishna is the absolute truth, and he says, Krishna, you're the divine. I'm just a small spark in the presence of a great fire. Who am I? I'm comparing to you, he says, and Lord Shiva also says, there is a pastime which I told you, right? Why Lord Brahma, that story, It's actually what happens was Lord Brahma once wanted to test Krishna's power, and he gave all his calves, covered boys, and he hid all his friends and placed them in different places. After a year only Brahma returned and saw Sri Krishna is still engaged in the sports as usual with his friends, cows and calves. Then only Krishna displayed his all, calves, covered boys, and in the forearm form of Narayana. So then only Brahmaji could understand that the power of Krishna, Then Krishna finally excuses Brahma, he bestowed his innocent mercy to him. And then only Brahma, realizes his mistake, and he sings the glories of Sri Krishna, and he asks him apologies, and he says, you are the divine, and all that. And Lord Krishna also declares in Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that he says, Lord Shiva says that you are supremely intelligent, salute you again and again, right? Anyone who is surrendered to Krishna is very, very dear to me, Lord Shiva says. And Lord Indra also says, as we saw, Lord Indra is of course the chief god of heaven. He's a controller of rain, father of Arjuna, son of Aditi. We all know that, right? And he also says, right, Brahma ji story I was telling you, and Indra story also, it's a very, very famous story, like how the residents of Braj, they start doing the Govardhana Yajna in the place of Indra Yajna, in respect of Krishna, but he gets very angry that, instead of worshipping me, they are all doing Yajna for Krishna, and then what Indra did, in anger, he punishes them and be sending devastating rain clouds to Vrindavan. And how Lord Krishna protected them by lifting the Govardhan Parvat and used it as an umbrella to avoid the rain for 7 continuous days, right? So embarrassed by all these, Indra asks, sorry, I was like, due to my false pride and ego, I did like this and all that thing, right? And Lakshmi Devi also says, he declares that, Krishna is the chief progenitor, surrounded by millions and millions of Chintamani trees where there are thousands and hundreds of Lakshmis always with Sri Krishna. Like in Brahma Samhita is again quoted, Chintamani prakarasatna shukalpa vriksha laksha vritteshu suravirapi palayantam Lakshmi sahasra satasam brahma sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Right? So we can just keep talking. Krishna's best friend Uddhava, he also says that Krishna is the cause of all causes. So many sages, demigods, everyone declare Krishna is and the hero, the greatest archer, the best friend of Krishna, Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita, right? What he says? Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम् आदिदेवम् अजं विभुम् अहुष्त्वं ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षि नारदस्तथा असीतो देवलव्यासः स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे. What it means Krishna, you're the supreme personality of Godhead, you're the ultimate abode, you're the purest, you're the absolute truth, you're the eternal, transcendental, original, unborn, greatest. All sages like Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasadev all confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me, says Arjuna, right? Hari Bol. What a beautiful glories, of Krishna sung by so many people. Like Lord Ganesha also says that, Varuna, who's in charge of the ocean. Ganesha says, I worship Param Purushottama Govinda, right? And Yamaraj, all Shruta Goswami, 4 Kumaras, Kunti Devi, Prahlad Maharaj, so many of his wonderful devotees, pure devotees, all have glorified Krishna in all the scriptures, right? Hari Bol. So, that's it. I catch you off with another motivational video. Until then, to conclude, I always think of Lord Hari, 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 whose name removes all the inauspiciousness of our hearts and touches the hearts of all his devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpataruptyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.